After leaving our campsite in Ocean City, Washington, we crossed the border into Oregon via the Astoria Bridge. A bridge you'll recognize if you've ever watched the movie The Goonies. We drove straight through Oregon, only stopping to camp for 2 nights. Both places we camped in Oregon were places we'd been before and already filmed. I'll link the videos in the description if you're interested in seeing them. It rained the entire time we were driving through Oregon, and we just wanted to get to California. Once we crossed into California, our first stop was Redwoods National Park. Today's excursion is Fern Canyon inside Redwoods National Park. We may have bitten off more than we can chew. With the road to get in here, it's very rough. You have to cross a couple creeks, one of which had a shelf that we couldn't see. We may have done some damage to the RV. We're putting that in the back of our minds right now until we get back to the campground and we can sort that out. So instead, we're just going on a little hike. It's about, I think it said it was 0.6 miles, and then 0.6 miles back. We get to walk in the canyon, and fun fact, parts of Jurassic Park: The Lost World were filmed here apparently. So we'll see if we see any dinosaur. There was a sign just a minute ago for aggressive elk. So we're going to be making a lot of noise on this walk so that no elk feel like they got startled by us.
Or bear, or mountain lion, which it also warns about.
Yeah. Apparently this is a very scary trail. Let's see what we see. Wow, we didn't get very far in the canyon, and we're gonna turn around.
It's really deep from all the rain, and the logs are very slippery, the rocks are very slippery, and it's very muddy on the edges. So I think we're gonna turn back here.
So we just crossed back over the second creek, and we're quickly running back to see if we can find our snap pad that came off because I went over a shelf. This was the creek that we had to cross, but you can't really see it. There's a shelf here I drove over by accident, and it scraped the whole back of the RV. So this was creek number 2 if you're coming into the park. It's a little easier than the first one. You should just make sure.
Down the center.
Just don't go down the center, go down the left. Obviously, by the time anyone else comes after seeing this video, that'll be different. But that one's a lot easier than the next one we have to go back across. At least the macerator's not broken. We thought it had fallen off. We thought it had snapped where the external part of the macerator is, but it turns out that was the part that you can unhook to put a regular sewer hose on. So I just had to use my hands and twist it back on. So we're hoping that's all it was. We're gonna hook it up when we get back to the campground. Made it over the second creek.
The snap pads are still on, the macerator's still connected. Huzzah!
Now we just need to watch out for that one big set of potholes somewhere along here.
And the snap pad.
We found our snap pad! Woo! Stop. He's right there.
Look at the smile on my face.
And once we got out of the canyon road, we drove up to the Prairie Creek Visitor Center, and Loki got to become an Bark Ranger. He got sworn in and everything. It was a cute little moment that the guy read this little pledge and then shook Loki's hand, paw. So that was pretty cute. Tomorrow we're heading to do the Avenue of the Giants in the morning, so we'll see you there. This morning we've gotten up and we left our campground at Elk Country. We were there for 2 nights and we're continuing on south, and we just hit the Avenue of the Giants, which is a 31-mile scenic byway of Highway 101 that takes you through a bunch of redwood groves. The road itself is just pretty, but you can also get off and kind of wander into the redwoods, so that's what I'm about to do. I'm standing where the town of Dyerville used to be. It was basically the first town that settlers came to here. They built the town up, and then in 1955 the entire town was swept away when floodwaters rose 19 feet in just 1 hour. That's 3 and a bit of me in 1 hour. That's terrifying. But this is the Eel River, which is known as one of the most erosive rivers in the world. It seems very calm and nice. I don't know, maybe it gets angry sometimes. There was a sign further back that said it was one of the most erosive rivers in the world, so who knows? Now we are getting back on the freeway. We've done the redwoods, getting back on the freeway, and we have about another 240 or so miles until we get to San Francisco tonight. So we actually ended up staying at Avenue of the Giants pretty much the whole way. There was a road closure towards the end, so we did veer back onto 101 at that point. And because we took so long at 101, we didn't make it to the some kind of vista point at the Golden Gate Bridge. So we booked a campsite at a place called Spring Lake, which is in the town of Santa Rosa. It's just a little kind of state regional park. We don't have any hookups tonight, which is the only thing, so I guess it's called a primitive site. But it's really pretty so far. We just set up the campsite, and it's the first time we've been able to sit outside in a week because it's not raining and it's sunny and the sun is setting right over there. It's only like, I think 60 degrees, but I will sit outside until I am a block of ice after being stuck inside in the rain for so long. We're just gonna stay here tonight, relax. It was a long day of driving. I think it was like 6.5 hours in the end. And we have about the same tomorrow before we get to... So we're boondocking tomorrow actually. And then on... What day is today? Sunday we arrive into San Diego. So yeah, a couple long boring driving days, but the drive today was actually really pretty. And today when we hit Santa Rosa was the first time we hit traffic in a week since we left Seattle. It's the first time we've hit traffic. So that's pretty cool. So I brought Loki out for a walk because, like us, he's been stuck in the car all day, so I thought we'd get him some exercise. And I found the lake, the Spring Lake. So I'm gonna say I think we can walk around it. The sun just set, which is why the sky's so pretty. So I don't think we're gonna do any major hikes. And I might see if we can find a way back to the campground that wasn't the... Because I just followed the car road. So I'm gonna see if there's like a trail through the forest that I can go instead. It would be more fun. So let's see what we can find. So we did manage to find a trail back that was a bit more interesting than the paved road. The only problem was it was all straight uphill. So I'm very out of breath. But we did it and we got some exercise. So now we're going to eat soup dumplings and go to sleep. Because tomorrow is going to be another long day. Today was a very uneventful day. We spent the whole day driving. We left our campground from last night at 8 a.m. this morning and it's now a quarter to 3. And we've just arrived at our new campsite in San Luis
Obispo.
San Luis Obispo.
We're at Pismo Beach.
But we're actually at Pismo Beach at a Thousand Trails adjacent add-on campsite. It was a little pricey, but we wanted to have somewhere guaranteed to park after the long drive, which we thought was going to take longer. The RV GPS that we have is set to do it at a certain speed, and we're obviously in a smaller RV so we can go faster. So hopefully tomorrow won't be as long as we were expecting either. We leave in the morning and we're driving to San Diego, and that will finally be us all the way across California in 4 days. There's dunes and then there's the sea, so we can hear the sea but we can't see it. We might go on a walk on the dunes later and see if we can get to the beach, because we know Mr. Loki likes the beach. So I'm out for a walk on the dunes. We tried to bring Loki, but there's a sign that says no dogs. So of course I can see at least one person who has ignored the sign. But I'm a rules follower, so I took him back, and now I'm back out by myself. These dunes are very deceiving. I didn't think they were very far to get to. I basically want to get to the hill and see what's over there. Like if it's more dunes, I'm just going to turn around, but I wanted to see what was there. I've been walking for like 5 minutes, and I swear I haven't gotten any closer. I'm going to keep going. It's also not easy to walk uphill in sand. Like, it feels like for every one step up, you slide back one as well. At least the sand is somewhat hard. It's not really soft. I also think it'd be really cool if it stays clear tonight. I might come out here and do some star photos with the dunes. That could be cool. Although I am seeing some animal prints. So I'll maybe do a little recce on what the wildlife situation is around here. But we shall see. Oh, that's really steep. Okay. I'm gonna go hike the sand. So I basically want to get to there. So let's see how we go. Made it to the top of the hill, and there's about another 100 feet of sand before the water. I don't know if it looks like it does go right there. It goes to sea level, but I'm gonna go back because I'm gonna have to hike all the way back if I go all that way, and I might go grab Tim and see if he wants to come explore the dunes before we leave tomorrow. It's pretty cool. I've never been on sand dunes like this before, I don't think. Well, I guess maybe in Death Valley, but they weren't actually at the sea, so this is way cooler. So I'm glad I picked this campsite. I was the one that picked it. It was $84. I think it's worth it just to get to walk on this. We arrived last night into San Diego, or just outside San Diego, and we're staying at Dixon Lake Recreation Area. We went for dinner last night with our old neighbors Jesse and Angela, and it was lovely to see them. And today we're camping again tonight, so today we don't have to move the RV. We just got up and had a really relaxing morning, and now we're going out on our bikes.
We did chores.
Yes, we did chores. But now we're finally in a place where it's warm enough to go out on our bikes. So let's go. We cycled for about 15 minutes and about 2 miles, and we've just stopped by the lake. The trail actually ended, we didn't realize it was this short, but we just stopped to have our lunch. We packed sandwiches, and then we're going to cycle back to the RV because our friend Jesse is coming by. Of course, he messaged us just as soon as we left, but he's far enough away that we have enough time to finish our cycle at least. But it's a beautiful day for it. How was your cycle, Tim?
Very nice. Yes.
Was it nice to get back out on the bike?
It was. I need to fix it though because it's got a few things with it that I need to maintain after having it in the cab with us, in the house with us for the past 7 days, 8 days.
Yep.
My pedal's broken, my my brakes squeak. So anyway, the ducks
Just
are
like
calling.
the RV, we're doing a little shakedown route. But I'm gonna eat our lunch and then head on back. Well, today has been a day. We got up and left Dixon Lake campground and then we went to Target to pick up some groceries, and then we drove about another hour south to go to the most southwestern point of the continental US, because we did the most northwestern in Cape Flattery, and we just got here only to discover that it is closed and you can't actually go past it. This is as close as we're gonna get. That sign right there. It's Borderfield State Park, and then they have a part in there that is the most southwestern point. But it's closed because of sewage and stuff. So we're just gonna drive on to our friend's house where we're camping for the night, and we're gonna go for a walk with their dogs and our dog. And then tonight we're going out for dinner and drinks at a bar. So we're looking forward to that after this day. But I don't know if you can see it, but right here, that is actually the border wall between the US and Mexico. So we're probably only 500 feet from Mexico. There is currently helicopters just back here circling around. I don't know if they're doing exercises or if they do that all the time, but yeah, there's just big, I think one just flew over us, big army helicopters flying around. So we're not gonna risk going into the state park and getting in trouble. So onwards to Stephanie and Matt's.